What's going on, everybody? It's Mel Schmiller Jr. here, Dark Side of the Grill. We're in Australia, baby. That's right, we're down under right now. We're in Walloon. This is Phatboyz Smokehouse. Absolutely deadly place. The pitmasters here have let me in, let me play with all their toys. This is the family I cook with when I'm in meat stock. We're gonna be doing New Zealand next year. We're gonna be doing a couple of spots in Australia. Absolutely deadly. I have got something epic for you guys today. Something wild on the dark side. Down under, we're doing kangaroo legs, ladies and gentlemen. We got the hinds from the kangaroo. We're gonna be doing them low and slow, live fire. It's going to be absolutely epic. Let's get into it, baby. First things first, we got us a birdcage style setup. This is live fire grilling at its finest. We've got a small pile of charcoal, and this is what we're going to use to cheat today because we're in a bit of a hurry. We want to get these legs on there and cooking. They're going to be slow. We cannot wait. So we've got a charcoal pile, and now we got some beautiful, take a look at this. Iron bark is what it's called. This is local wood. I cannot wait to use it. We've been smoking it in a stick burner this whole week. It's been absolutely epic. We're gonna set us up a nice Jenga style fire. Get this going nice and hot. Just like that. I'll bring you in and show you exactly what we're doing. This is gonna keep it nice and even. We're gonna get this pile started. It's gonna start really nicely. And then guess what? We're gonna have a nice, even fire to work around in a couple of minutes here. Let me show you how it's done. We're all about quick here today. We're gonna use a torch, quick little fire, and the whole time, everybody, you know what time it is. We're gonna start it right from the center, and it's gonna come up through the middle with that airflow all around these logs, and it's gonna get going real quick here. Sometimes you cheat when you're in a real hurry. Just like that, baby. Look at that. Beautiful fire. Tons of oxygen. This is the exact way you want to set this up. The heat's going to be nice and even all the way around. We're going to get out here and get real creative with our chains now. In a couple minutes, we're going to see kangaroo legs hanging. You stay tuned. And here we are. We're all set up. Fire's rolling. Everything's fantastic. We've got our kangaroo leg out. Bone in. Absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to be trimming up too much of this silver skin because we want it to hold together while we hook it up with chains. We're cooking this baby over live fire. I cannot wait. Instead of doing butcher's twine, we're doing something more rustic today. Stainless steel chains with hooks. We're going to make just a nice little cage around this guy. Quick. We're going around that bone in the hip. One more like this. What do you think? How's that look? Fantastic. Let's get a bit of rub on this, and also, your lucky day, we're going to be doing that samweta. You know how we did it with the deer and the lamb. We're going to be splashing it with the salt water throughout the cook. Absolutely deadly. We've got a nice garlic and herb, just a real quick rub on the outside, just to add a little bit of flavor. And then when we splash it with that salt brine, it's gonna soak it right into that meat. Give it some nice color. It smells fantastic. So this is garlic and herbs. Garlic is always good. I've never had flame roasted kangaroo, so I'm very excited for this. Kangaroo's a very, very lean meat, a lot like our deer up in Canada. Small, no fat, no fat. Won't be like that crazy cougar we did up in Oregon though. Move down just a little bit. Click. Just like that, baby. So for the samweta, what we have is a hot water in here. I put a little bit of that garlic herb that we rubbed that beautiful kangaroo leg down with. Now I want to put some lime juice in there, fresh lime juice. Just like this. Get some fresh lime juice in there. It's all about fresh. We're adding some fresh to that while it smokes. We're building a nice outer layer to it as well. And we're hydrating it because there's absolutely no fat in this leg whatsoever. Now the salt is imperative because the salt is going to bring those flavors into that meat. We're going to be putting about a cup of salt in here. The Argentinians and the Brazilians, you'll see this, they'll do this in a bottle of wine and it's absolutely deadly. I absolutely love it when they do that. A little bit of lemon. Like I said, for that zestiness. We've got some white wine vinegar and that's going to add just a nice little bit of a pungent kick to it. That's about a teaspoon right there, about a teaspoon. Get this covered up, plug it, away we go. Get this mixed up, and as we cook throughout the day, just a quick splash. You're gonna love it. Now, before I go too far with this cut, you'll see as soon as it started to heat up, it started to sag down. This thing is now loosening up. The cool chill from the cooler has loosened it up and it's going to start stretching. We've got to build a better cage instantly. First thing you got to take care of, what is that meat doing? What do we need to do to keep it going? So I'm going to add another chain to this and I'm going to make a basket just to pull that meat right there. You see that? Perfect. Come around here. Now, if you had butcher's twine, now would be a great time to use that butcher's twine. Myself, I'm using these chains. I'm loving these chains. Stainless chain is my favorite way to go whenever possible. Click, just like that. And just in case, we're going to throw a hook right in it. A little bit of insurance, right? Just like that. That's perfect. Now what we're going to do, we're going to separate this fire out. Move it around the outside so that we can hang this leg right from the center and it gets radiant heat all the way around it. How do you like them apples? Let's let her cook just for a bit. We're going to splash it down with some salmuetta. We're going to add some more coals to it and see where we're sitting. Now you can see the coals are burning nice. Everything is nice and even. This is super important. Doing any kind of live fire cook, roasting, whole animal, however you need to do it. Nice, even, good quality charcoal is an absolute must. We're also hitting this whenever we can with that salmuetta, making sure that she's hydrated. She's building that little bit of a crust on the outside. It's getting to be exactly where we need it to be. Like I said, there's no fat on this kangaroo, so we have to make sure that we're keeping it hydrated, getting it so that it roasts nice and evenly. This is absolutely perfect, just like that. A spritz here, a spritz there, keep it going. So important to do, absolutely. And then once we get this thing, we're looking for an internal temperature 135 to 145 for this kangaroo leg. I'm pushing more to 145. We're gonna pull the chains off it, and then it's time to wrap it in tin foil. Make sure you get yourself a real heavy duty wrap. This stuff wasn't the greatest, but that's okay. And we're gonna wrap it up nice and tight. We're gonna put it in the hot holder, the Cambro, and we're gonna let it rest, something like a brisket. We're gonna let it rest for at least an hour and a half before we slice into it. Typical, you know how it is. And then get ready. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the back leg of a kangaroo out here in northern Queensland in Australia. We're out here at Phatboyz Smokehouse. We just hammered this thing over the live fire. It rested just for a little bit. And now guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to taste this kangaroo. I cannot wait. Look at how juicy that is. So tender. Absolutely awesome. Kangaroo have very little fat on them whatsoever, so that's where that salmonella came in handy. Make sure we seal the outside, roast it nice and slow over those open charcoal, the fire, the flame. It was absolutely perfect. Let's get in the taste, shall we? And there it is, baby. Kangaroo down under. Thank you very much for following along. That was absolutely amazing. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit me up in the comments, let me know how I did. And a huge thank you to the family I'm staying with out here, Luke and his family. They're indigenous and they are absolutely deadly. Help me cook this, help me understand the grassroots, where this animal came from and why we're able to cook it today. Absolutely blessed people. Have a wonderful day. Get cooking.